Hi, it's Tamar and another entry for the Lived Experience Practitioner Discrimination Diaries, where I'm trying to document the impact of discrimination, but also trying to fight the discrimination that I've experienced, and also trying to really see about getting pro bono legal help, because I'll otherwise, how do I, get any kind of compensation, or kind of get sort of any help or acknowledgement for the damage that's been caused to my health? And so impact today. I've suddenly thought, I need to document this as an impact, because I'm feeling really low. Basically, it's like 1:45 in the afternoon on a Sunday, and really I should not be in bed. But what I've noticed is that the last few weekends, this is kind of a pattern. Basically during the week, I'll I kind of like eventually get up, get down to my little she shed, and kind of try and do some sort of work, whatever that may be. And on the weekend, what's happening is I'm just staying in bed, and I feel really low. And there's something as well about being in a room that's kind of dark, hasn't got a light on, and something about feeling like I'm in a bubble where I don't know, it's almost as though I can't bear to absorb other stuff. I don't know, like I'm a bit safer in here. Doesn't make sense. But what I've noticed today is that I've been feeling particularly low, because I've noticed that my vision is blurry, and it's been blurry for a while. And this isn't just like you can, something a pair of glasses is going to fix. Basically, I notice with my moods that my vision changes. So if I'm feeling low, things get a little bit grey, or colours lose their vibrancy, and things look a little bit blurry. I mean, not properly blurry, it's just that the edges on things are a bit softer. What I notice is when I'm feeling let's say a more elevated mood, things are very bright, very vivid, and very sharp as well, very kind of in focus, almost kind of like hyper real, ultra HD or something. But anyway, I'd noticed that my and this isn't just only glasses, because basically at the moment my vision's blurry a lot of the time, but it goes in and out of blurriness. So sometimes it's really blurry, so I experience kind of going outside and I can't see things properly, as in like I had one experience where I kind of like walked past a shop or a post office or something that I was looking for, because I couldn't see it, I couldn't see the signs. So that's pretty bad, isn't it? And then other times it's either not blurry, or it's just a little bit blurry. And you're probably thinking, why is that bugging you so much? Now it kind of bugs me because it's a sign I could be low, but the other reason it's been bugging me, and this is something that I'm really sensitive over at the moment, and also feel very angry about, is that basically anything to do with epilepsy. So I found out when I'd mentioned it to epilepsy nurse a while back, because I thought, oh, maybe it's something to do with like epilepsy, or brain being a bit weird or something. And she said, oh yeah, that can be a side effect of the Lamotrigine you're taking. And I'm thinking, well, I wish someone had told me before, because what if I hadn't mentioned it? What if I thought it was just that I needed glasses or something, and I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have even thought of it being a side effect of meds. So I've got to wait till I can see a consultant, which is towards the end of the month. So I haven't. So you see, the ironic thing is that I've gradually had to have my Lamotrigine increase because my to kind of ward off seizures and try and get auras under control and stuff. But it's quite a nasty drug, really. It's one where when you first start taking it, you have to take it in little increments of 25 milligrams, because you can end up with a life-threatening rash. So basically, when you start taking it, you have to take it in little bits and build up to it, because it can fucking kill you. That's a bit worrying, isn't it? And also, so anyone who knows me knows that my mum and my brother had really extreme levels of epilepsy. I mean, they also had my mum had a massive head injury, kind of from jumping off a bridge, which doesn't help. And my brother, he'd got, I mean, aside from the whatever injuries you get from having a seizure, I think he was a bit of a wide boy. I think he basically got a baseball bat round his head one time from when he'd gone out kind of on the town in Bromsgrove, where things like that don't normally happen. So this is kind of people my brother ended up hanging out with anyway. So that probably didn't help, and I know that he ended up in intensive care for a few days over that. So so those things don't really help with epilepsy, but either way, they both died during massive seizures. So obviously I'm kind of a bit sensitive to the whole thing around epilepsy, really. And my epilepsy, I had a seizure when I was 16, and I was doing a GCSE, so I was so stressed about these stupid little exams that make fuck all difference as you get older. And then and I hadn't slept all night. Sleep and stress, epilepsy doesn't work together very well. And then I had my chronic jerks as well. But this again was when I was about 16, and when you're younger, and I suppose your brain's still developing, still growing, or what have you, you're more likely to of epilepsy that you can just grow out of. So my diagnosis essentially was like juvenile epilepsy, and since then I'd never had a seizure. So it is like a roundabout way of basically saying the seizures, first time I was ambulanced out of work. Second seizure was when I found out I was going to have to put in a grievance to try and address discrimination. So I was desperate to try and sort it in formally, because it's stressful doing grievances, and it's not nice. It's better to be able to try and do things informally and try to just not although I do a lot of campaigning and things, ideally you don't want to have to really fight for something. If you don't have to fight, if you can just do that, a different way, I think fighting's the last option, really. So it was a mix of a few things. It was a mix of I think I was very hurt that after I'd been so hurt that after I'd been kind of ambulanced out of work, after I'd had some really horrendous health issues from stress, I was so hurt that I would be put through having to do that process. It was horrible, And also the other thing I was hurt and upset at was that if you're going to try and get any recompense, any kind of compensation over real costs that have happened to you. So I mean, there's been real financial costs, there's been real costs to health, there's been real all this stuff that is not I ain't talking about like I don't know, sort of like I don't know, when people sort of try it on or something, because they want some big payout or something. It's like, no, this is real, and I have so little anyway when it comes to kind of pay or being valued, that I feel that actually if you're going to be taking stuff away from me when health, finances, and actually that's got to be addressed, because that's anyway. I could get on my soapbox about that, but really what I'm trying to say is that anything to do with the epilepsy is big, massive, like, it upsets me, it really upsets me, and I feel very angry over it, like so angry, and it's probably not healthy really, but either way, it's understandable. So there's something today about I'm getting this blurred vision, and it's upsetting me. It's upsetting me more than making me angry, but I feel angry too, because I feel like it's a mix of this. It shouldn't be happening. I shouldn't be feeling like this. It feels like my life's kind of taken away from me at the moment. You don't get this upset about needing a pair of glasses. So yeah, I'm not happy. Yeah. The other thing as well, this fucking Lamotrigine, I'll tell you what, the other link is going back to my mum, because we used to live in Camborne in London. That's where I grew up, and so my mum used to be seen at King's College. So King's College is one of these it's like kind of world innovative research kind of, I'm sure that their epilepsy clinics was supposed to be world class or something. Anyway, when my mum split up with my dad, and we all came up to Birmingham, she had this she suddenly got this rash and seemed very ill, and she got a rash kind of all over her face, and so she went to the doctor, and I mean, if you get a rash, sometimes you don't go to the doctor, do you? You just think, oh, it's just a rash, get over it kind of thing. But anyway, she went to the doctor, and he said, well, actually, it turned out that basically her medication was eating up her liver. And when you looked up which is why she was getting the rash, and when you looked up the medication, it was like, what the fuck are these? Like, these meds are not even properly licensed yet. What are they? Basically, my mum was like a fucking guinea pig. She didn't know this. Because she'd obviously been given these meds that, and she hadn't been told, oh, you might get a side effect where, if you get a rash, actually it's quite a big deal, and you better hop on down to the doctors, because you're having a, your liver is getting eaten away and you could die, To be honest, they might not have known that if they were testing out meds. And this is you're looking at early 90s. So hence, when I've been taking these, when I started taking these meds, and they were saying, oh yeah, you have to, you have to take them in little increments, and that's because, you're you might get this rash, this life-threatening rash, and it's like ping. Oh, I remember my mum had something like that, and it's like, fucking hell, are these meds that are my mum had been trialled out on my mum, sort of thing, because I couldn't remember what it was called. I do remember that she was taking Lamotrigine at some point, thought, oh, I'll Google this. I'll just see if, you know, when Lamotrigine was, you know, first came out or what have you. And it was like early 90s. So, yeah, cheers, Mum. I think she basically took one for the team to, you know, help people with epilepsy everywhere. So when they take their, you know, so when they get put onto Lamotrigine, they know to add it in little increments, you know, because you could fucking die. Which is really, and again, I think that's sort of, it's kind of depressing me, really, you know, yeah. That's it, I think.